Good morning. We are in Boscombe down. It's actually a military base. When I first did my first flight, I did flights in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I didn't realize they didn't make it very obvious that that some of the places that were airports were military airports until I did a double check. So now I'm doing them in X-Plane, and so when I come in here to land, you could see there was like cargo planes here, fighters here, you know. So I picked a place to start pretty close to the runway, and we'll get out of here and go on about our business. So this is X-Plane. This is version 11.53 developer build. I've been testing some new things with G2 controllers. I happen to be using valve index controllers, so but the other thing that were tested was changed was how some of the Lua allocation stuff works, and so I'm running a few Lua scripts, and this is a Lua script. My sound window is a Lua script, so I'm running a few of them to just to test it out. So, and what better way to test it but do it live on a stream? So, without further ado, I'll see if I can figure out how to get the plane to start, and we'll kind of go from there.
2 brakes. Test and set. 3 fuel selector. Both. 4 fuel shut-off valve. On, in. 6 beacon. On. 7 avionics switch. Off. 8 master switch. On. 9 throttle. Open 1/4 inch. 10 mixture. Idle cut off. A auxiliary pump. On. B mixture. Rich until 3 to 5 GPH, then cut off. C auxiliary pump. Off. 12 starter. Engage. 1 ignition switch. Start. 2 mixture, at engine start. Rich. 3 engine. RPM 1000 RPM. 4 oil pressure. Check. 5 mixture. Leaned max. 6 flaps. Retract. 7 avionics. On. 8 instruments.
So we're close to 15 here. That looks about right. Elevation, we're supposed to be at 407. Look, that looks correct. Set.
Set. 1 brakes.
Okay. So the plane started. We can hide this now. I just use it as kind of, I pretty much know like exactly how I need to get I'm using this is the default, X-Plane's default 172, the analog gauge version. And I'm using it with the Reality expansion pack. So what it forces me to do is do lots of things right. In other words, when I go to start up the engine, if I don't do the procedure correctly, either the engine will be flooded, you won't give it enough fuel, it won't start. But the same notion, if I don't wait until the temperature is up into the green before I decide I want to go flying, there will be a bad outcome. I had VR for about a week. I bought a VR headset, a Vive. I don't think it was a week after X-Plane released their native VR that I bought a headset. It came on my birthday. They released it on Christmas Day. I received my headset on the 9th of January. I think it was an open. And so I had the headset for about a week, and I was at Erie, where I normally fly at, okay, ERI. And I was running a reality expansion pack. And I was impatient. I decided I was going to take off before the engine was warmed up. 1,000 feet AGL. I could hear the engine. It was not happy with me. And all of a sudden, I looked out in front of me and there's a prop that's not spinning anymore. I'm like, if I'm in a real airplane, I fly straight ahead and find a place to land this thing. I'm in a simulator. I'm 1,000 feet above an 8,000 foot runway. I'm probably half a mile away from the airport. This did a really slow gradual turn and come in, and I landed the opposite way I come in, but there's 8,000 feet. Should be able to get this to land. One of my better landings. At that point in time, I never ever flew on a flat screen again until Microsoft Flight Simulator come out and didn't have VR support. So I ended up buying a Track IR, and I flew Track IR on Microsoft Flight Simulator till VR come out, and I haven't flown on a flat screen again. And right now I'm in X-Plane because Sim Update 3 broke the things that I like in VR of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Until they fix them, I'll continue to fly in X-Plane because I have that choice. So what I'm doing is I'm basically flying the same flights that I did in Microsoft Flight Simulator in X-Plane. I have Orbx True Earth for the UK. And my first flight I was quite happy that most of the landmarks, the points of interest that are in Microsoft Flight Simulator, I will call them at least similar. Some of them were legitimately better. The Spinnaker near Southampton, the Spinnaker Tower. To me, it looked better in X-Plane with the Orbx scenery. I don't know, it just looked that way to me. There was less aliasing going on with it, and so that's kind of what I'm doing. I'll be back in Microsoft Flight Simulator as soon as they resolve the issues that I'm having in VR. I've submitted bug reports, and I'm just waiting. Alrighty, let's see if we can figure out how to get going here. We'll see what my... Oh, let's see here. I gotta say I'm connected. Okay, so I'm gonna validate. And file. Okay, so let's see if anything works. Let me check your frequency. Sometimes it's a little slow to... Tower info, radio. I'm gonna go with tower. So we'll see if it's happy with me. Say weather.
Weather at Echo Golf Delta Mike is overcast. Visibility is unrestricted. Winds are 032 at 10 knots. Cloud coverage is 3,500. Few clouds. 9,000 overcast. Current altimeter is 3050. Temperature 9 dew point 2.
So that's interesting. I gotta figure this out. I'll be okay for today, but I went in and manually changed the weather, and it is appearing like when I'm looking for weather here, it's using the actual weather, not the weather that's in the flight simulator, or yeah, what I've manually configured. So I probably got to figure out how to fix that, but we'll just run with it. Say active runway.
Arriving and departing runway 05.
05. So that would be about there. Let's see. So I think Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, ready to taxi.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, taxi to runway 05. Hold short runway 05.
So we'll see if I can find runway 5. I'm gonna turn out here and I believe this is a taxiway. Yeah. Because there isn't a lot of information. You don't see no taxiway signs. The only thing I see is it's a yellow line. and I believe I was pretty sure that where I picked there was a taxiway that run the length of the runway, so 05 is somewhat in the bottom of my my directional gyro. Still think. Yep. There's a lot of taxiways here, so it's seriously kind of easy to get confused. Pay attention to what you're doing. That was Reality expansion pack telling me that I'm running my engine too low, and I'm gonna foul plugs if I don't do something about it. Okay, according to my map, I'm doing good. We'll see. Yeah, because I checked the live weather here, and it seemed like something I didn't want to fly in, so I am trying to look at the scenery, so it's kind of like realistic weather is not necessarily a high, it's not high on my list, I guess would be the right way to put it. I like to be at least a bit realistic, but just seemed a bit crazy. I did a stream yesterday, first of the series to replicate the flights that I did in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I took off, and man, there was something really wrong with live weather. I don't know what it was, but it was really wrong. Okay. Figure out where I'm going down here. Yeah, I think it circles out and then it does like a loop down here, I think. Hello, Bill. Slow down. Okay. So, should be a hold short line coming up here.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf advise when ready for departure.
Oh, okay. That's the first time they've done that to me. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf ready to depart. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf ready for departure.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf winds are 031 at 10 knots, altimeter 3050, cleared for takeoff, runway 05.
Yeah, that's a big runway. Wow. Trying to hold her down the center line here. Rotate. Okay, 500 feet above the runway, and proceed on course. So it should be a heading of 306. That's 310, roll her back. We got 16 miles to go. Probably level it off at 2,500.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, have a nice day. Frequency change approved.
Pull the power back to 2,200. making small changes in my yoke to get it to 2500. Slightly off course. No problem. No problem at all. I'm having a lot of fun. Whenever they get VR fixed for me, I'll be back. You're talking about this minute. You're talking about the sides? Yeah, that's right. On this headset, that's about as good as I can do. My goal, feedback please. My goal is when I'm looking like this, I want you to see instruments. Can you see instruments? That's what's important to me. And you're right, left and right will have black stripes. Okay. I look at my VODs to make sure that a couple of things. One is that the sound is okay, and the other is that I'm showing what I want to show. So when I'm landing, I want somebody to see what I see in on my instruments. I want them to see that because I think that's important. No problem. We'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by. gonna pull the power back a little bit here. There's an airport coming up that I'd like to take a look at. I don't think I'm gonna land there. I'm not terribly happy with the weather right now. I know what I set in, and what I'm seeing isn't quite what I was hoping for. I'm just debating whether I want to change it to clear skies. Up at 2,500 feet, it's just a little too hazy. So we'll go down a little bit. The airport I left at was at 400 feet, so I was at 2,500, so I'm quite a bit above the ground here. So it says the airport's 4 miles out. And I'm pretty much on course, so I should be able to see it. And I don't have any information on this airport, so I don't know really anything. I tried to put it in my information thing here, and it didn't recognize the identifier. It says it's 2 miles out, and I would think at 2 miles I should be able to see it. Oh, there it is, I think. Like I said, I have no information, so in other words, I don't know where the runways are, I don't know how long they are, I don't know anything about it. But that looks like an airport. So I got it fairly level. We'll see if I can jump out of the airplane. Just to take a look. That is an airport. Oh, and that would explain it. There's an X there. There's an X there. Yeah, the airport's closed. There's an X there. There's an X there. Basically, you don't see any pavement. So, this isn't an airport I could have landed at anyhow. Alrighty, back in the cockpit. Get ourselves back on course here. So that solved that dilemma. So, next place we're going to is Bristol. Bristol, I think. No, I think it is Bristol. Yeah, with an L. Yep, Bristol. And that's 19 miles away. When I come back in the cockpit, I got myself misaligned with the virtual. I gotta straighten myself up, still off. Not too bad. So I got to turn a little bit here. Get on course. So what's our heading supposed to be? Should be a track of 304. Yeah, it says track 299. So that airport, for some reason, on my pilot ATC, wasn't on there. So my track here was off by quite a bit. So 299. So 300. See if my compass is lined up. Yeah, looks pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, every 15 minutes you should be checking your compass here and here to make sure they are agreeing with each other. If not, you have to adjust. You can't adjust this, it's fixed. But you can adjust this with this knob right here. So I can just put my touch controller there. If I pull down on the trigger and rotate, then that'll move that position. This over here is my heading bug. Alrighty. Not too bad. Not too bad. Looks like we got some mountains or hills in our path. Let's bring up the map. See what it has to say. Yeah. Oops, a little off course. So we're certainly going to make it over this. Whether the next set, I'm not so sure yet. But so far, I'm pretty happy with how Orbx is kind of displaying the scenery. It certainly looks reasonably realistic. I mean, so got the RPM right around 2200. Try to trim for Looking like about 95 knots right now. What's my ground speed? Ground speed's about the same. So it can't be too windy out here. Yeah, and compared to the start of yesterday's stream, the plane's a lot more controllable. The beginning of the stream, it was pretty bad. It was kind of like there was gusting winds that weren't being reported, but like I said at the beginning of the stream, what I set the weather to and when I asked pilot ATC what the weather was, didn't seem to match, so I gotta figure out that little dilemma. It could be very well that pilot to ATC is looking at real weather, even though I've manually configured something different. So that's a possibility, and I'll have to ask questions and investigate. Along the shoreline here by the looks of it, so more than likely the elevation here is lower. So I should be able to get down to at least 1,000 feet, maybe even lower. It says it's 4 miles away. And I'm not sure if it's the town or if it's something else. I really don't know. Because it's a point of interest in Microsoft Flight Simulator, so it could be either one. Or it could be like a name of a sports complex. It could be that too. Not sure if that's it. Pick up the power a little bit, do a pass back. Because other than that big round thing, I didn't see anything that stood out, and that could be it, but I just don't know. Because according to my maps, that is I just don't know. No, that's not it. So let's do a little more searching. Because I've got it highlighted on my map over here, and I can clearly see it on the map, so I'll get spun around here and see if I can pinpoint what we're supposed to be looking for. I may have to give up on this one. No idea. I'll have to research that one a little bit better. on this one, though. This is a suspension bridge, Clifton suspension bridge. That's actually done pretty nicely. The road on the bottom is not too good, but let me see if I can come back around here. Now that I know where I'm at. This may have been what I was supposed to be finding. Get myself level, get turned around. A little late, but I got it. Let's get back in the cockpit. See what we're doing here. You can see this hill coming up. So let's spin around and we'll go back towards that bridge. Make sure we stay above these hills or get turned before them. See how well I can judge this. Yeah, the road underneath ain't right. The bridge is. That's funny. Alrighty, back in the cockpit. Where are we going next? So I'm pretty sure that stadium is what I was supposed to be finding, so I'll have to verify that, but I'm pretty sure that's true. So the next stop is going to be at a heading of 273 or west of work. If I remember right, I got to go out over an expanse of water to get to it, which means I need to get higher. If I lose an engine out over this, it won't be fun. So I need to be at least, I'm going west, so at least 2,500. I think I did 4,500 before. It's all in how much water there is. There's quite a bit of water. And it helps to stay on course. Let me recheck my compass. I would say it's pretty good. Okay, I'll go back to 22. Try to trim for a level flight here. I definitely don't want to descend right here. Let's say 2,500 will be okay. That's a lot of water. Right now, I'm just going to let it, if it wants to climb somewhat, I'm just going to let it do it. It's probably 4,500 is a better choice for what I'm doing. Because I more than likely, if I had an engine out right now, I could make it to that shoreline, but I don't think I can make it to the other one. So it's climbing at a rate of about 100, 100, and maybe 200 feet per minute. And I'm still like a little bit off course, so if I'm on course, it's longer crossing, so it's okay. It'll be fine. And the higher I get, just the poor the visibility is. But it isn't like that isn't normal weather for here. Yeah, we spent some time in England. We're in London. We went to the Stonehenge. We took the ferry from where the heck we take the ferry from? Took the ferry over to Ireland. Holyhead. That's where we took the ferry from. That was crazy. So this ferry is big ferry, and so the way the passengers work is they load you onto a bus. Buses, more than one bus. I forgot. That'd be a few hundred people that load onto all these buses. Then they drive before all the vehicle traffic gets on the ferry. They drive the buses on into where all the vehicles will be parked. They drive them right in. The bottom of the ferry, the back of the ferry drops down like a ramp. You just drive right in. And so then you get out of the bus. There's a certain place you have to walk. You got to walk a certain place, and then you know you kind of like booked across. You didn't really book a room, so you're just kind of in some common areas, you know, and so I knew it was going to be quite a while, so we went ahead and upgraded it to, so we got a cabin, and the cabin was right on the front of the boat, so you could see where the boat was going, so that was pretty cool, so that was a lot of fun, going from Holyhead to Ireland. And then when we left Ireland, we flew in a plane. I forgot where the heck we were going. I think we went to Germany. Can't remember. No, maybe not. No, Glasgow. We went to Glasgow. But it's a lot of fun to kind of go to the same places that you'd actually been to in real life. So, if I think I know what I'm doing here, looks like right in front of me, it's what I'm hoping to see. I'm pretty high, so I kind of know like what it should look like, and if it's close to reality, it will stick out a lot. So I'm looking at this little, from this distance it's a white dot, and I'm thinking that's where I'm headed. It's on the right heading, so we'll find out. So I'm pulling the power back a little bit, because when I get on this side, I'll be way too high, and I'm close enough to the shoreline that I can certainly glide to that shoreline if I lost an engine, and that's what's important. In a single engine airplane, you only have one. If you lose it, you better be able to find a place to land it. And landing on water, that is not an option. It will not go well. If you have floats on the plane, you might be okay. Without floats, you'll probably be dead. So it is over in this area here. Not this peninsular island here on the front, but it's in just a little bit deeper. Not a lot, but just a little bit. Just don't know how well it's rendered, that's all. So there's a couple of things here to see. This one here is Wales Millennium. So far it's not jumping out at me. 3 miles, 2.6 miles away. And over here it must be like a shipyard, you know, just the way their things are square. You know, it's got to be like a shipyard where they repair ships or build ships or something like that, so. I am not seeing what I was hoping for. So I'm going to go out here a little bit, turn around. It had like a gold or a copper roof on it. It stuck out. It really stood out. And I'm just not in Orbx here. It's just not. It doesn't look like it's here at all. Because it would stand out. And it's pretty big. And it's right in this area here. So I just do not see it. Looking all through here. I don't see it. I see a lot of things, but I don't see what I'm looking for. Do one turnaround again. it was like right in this area. And I just don't see it. Nope, it's not here. But what is here, I do see. It's a pretty cool church. This is done quite well. There's one stadium, there's another one here. Not as big, but no doubt a stadium. So let's see if I can go out here and get level and do a better job. Do kind of like a teardrop, so I'll turn to the right a little bit and then roll around back. Try to get both of them like right in front of me, and if I'm out here far enough, I can make sure I'm level, and then I can reasonably safely jump out of the airplane and overfly them without being in the cockpit. That's my goal. We'll see if I can execute. Not too bad. Maybe something outside of it too. I'm not sure what that is. This ain't too bad. What I absolutely need to get is, or create, is, I'm doing my throttle, my trim, all of that stuff. I'm doing that in the cockpit with my VR controllers, but I don't have those instruments out here with me. And I also wanted to kind of go over here and see outside of the cockpit if I can see this Millennium thing. And I just do not see it. I know where it should be. Actually, I'm thinking it should be right here. I think I'm like right over top of it. But I do not. There it is. It's not rendered right. It's not at all. And I ain't gonna turn around in outside the cockpit to do it, to look. Boom, okay. Where's my head? Am I good? Okay. So, I gotta figure out where I'm going. So, we gotta go to Kemble. Yeah, gotta figure out where we're going. What kind of heading am I supposed to be on? 76. Okay. So I gotta be turned like kind of this way. I gotta go out over this water. Okay, so I gotta I gotta look. There's something out in the middle of the water here. I'm gonna take a little bit of a detour. Not sure if it's an artifact or it is actually something. Okay, I'm pretty level played here. Let's go explore. So, is that an oil rig? It's something. I don't see another one. Just trying to easily go alongside of it here. That'll give me a much better view. Get the plane out of the way. It's gotta be an oil rig. See if I can see a helicopter pad on it. That is a little crazy. Nope. Don't see a helicopter pad on it. I don't know how you get to that. Alrighty, better get back in the airplane here. Figure out what I'm doing. Oops, off course. Way off course. That's okay, I was exploring. So 60 and supposed to be on 76. So that's okay. Maybe I gotta go even further to kind of find my line. Hey, my GPS zoomed out so far I couldn't find the line, the magenta line. There we go. The other thing I was looking at is the distance to make sure it was going down, not up. So I was going towards the airport, not away from it. But it's 34 miles away, so it's a ways out. another building crane. I find it amazing that somehow building cranes make it into the scenery. Being such a temporary thing just seems a little crazy to me. I think our next flight we're going to fly over these bridges here. I think. Try to use my map here to kind of keep me on course while I do some sightseeing. And I love the cockpit, it was fairly level, so then I'm high enough that before anything goes too terribly wrong, I should be able to get back in the cockpit and recover. Engine out might be a lot exciting. It says we're 22 miles away from the airport. And I think it says 9 minutes to get there. But I'm on course. Get to enjoy the scenery so much more doing this. So far, I'm pretty happy. But having my adding altitude, trim, throttles out here would be extremely beneficial. Looks like a lot of farmland. I mean, the land is flat. It's got no trees. I don't know what else you would use it for, but for farmland. There's a lot of it. I mean, a lot. There was one thing I was surprised. First time I went to Europe, I always thought Europe was so dense. You know, they just said town. And what I come to realize is that that's not true. There's a lot of, like what you see here. You have towns. You have a lot of farmland in between the towns. A lot. The towns aren't all together. There is a lot of open space in between the towns. And that surprised me. I don't know why. I don't think I was ever taught that in whether history class or geography class or whatever class I would have learned that in. I don't know if I was ever taught that. Almost looks like that's a quarry. Sure looks like it is. It's filled in with water, but it looks like that was a quarry. Lots of solar farms. Lots of them. And you have to make a determination because solar farms, I mean, they take up quite a bit of real estate. So is the farmland more important than the solar farm? Evidently they figured out, yes it is, it's more important. And in an area where probably not known for sunshine. But it must be worth the investment or you wouldn't do it, so. Yep, I'm happy with my choice of Orbx True E. Very, very, very happy. It's hard to judge at this height how much elevation I've probably climbed, but I think I was climbing a little bit when I went out. So I probably had to jump back in the airplane. Because in 14 miles I gotta land. Okay, I can do this, right? Yeah, I climbed a little bit. I didn't, yeah. I didn't climb it a lot. He's pretty level right here. So I'm about 3,000 feet. So, I've done a much better job this time. Airports. Where am I going to? I'm going here. And, oh, that's the key I gotta use. So the elevation is 434 feet. They don't really need you as a map right now. Oh, this is looking better. When I get about 10 miles out, I'll start worrying about preparing to land. And I'll pull back the throttle about then and just start doing a slow descent. Just staying on course here. What kind of runways we got? Well, I would think 26 and 08. Whoops. What you doing, Bill? Alrighty, back with some power. Down to maybe 1800 or so. Let's get it start descending. I'm at 3,000 feet, so I'm way above this airport. Let's see if we can find anybody that wants to talk to us. So, EGBP info tower. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, inbound to land.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, good morning. Squawk 1200, altimeter 3053, enter pattern on a left downwind for runway 26. Call downwind.
Okay. 24, 25, 26. West is 27. Okay. Left downwind, runway 26. Over 80. So, let's get rid of that. That won't be as handy as a map. If I can get the, come on. Get the map out. That should kind of help me. Since I'm, constantly want to go, of course. So, 2,000 feet, 6 miles out. I want to be on course. And so the elevation is 1,400. The pattern would be, the elevation is 400. The pattern would be 1,400. So I probably want to level off here at about 2,000 feet until I can see the airport. This will also let me get slowed down a little bit. Right around 80 knots, so once I get close I can certainly drop out a notch of flaps, but I gotta try to figure out which way the runway is. The way I'm coming in right now, I'm coming in for a downwind of runway 26. So all I have to do is kind of see the airport, get over on the right-hand side of that runway, and I'll be set up for a downwind of 26. But it's important to see the airport first. And right now it's not obvious. It's 4 miles out. Oh, it might be. 4 miles. Is that the runway? My instruments tell me it is. 3 miles out. 3.5 miles out. Looking kind of close. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind, runway 26.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, call turning final for runway 26.
So, whenever you're like out at an airport that you haven't landed at before, it's always kind of good to kind of like look out where you're going to be doing your approach and make sure there's no obstacles that will kind of interfere with your pattern. And it's pretty flat here, so that's a non-issue. I'm a little bit too tight to the airport, so I'm just going out at a little bit of an angle. I'm just looking for where that where the end of that runway is. I'm losing altitude a little bit. I'll give it just a little bit more power. I need to get lower, but I feel I'm getting lower a little too quicker than I am comfortable with. Okay, 1 notch of flaps is out. We're in the white arc. So, see balloons up a little bit. Push down. Make a turn. I'm looking for the heading indicator to be on the left side. 1 more notch of flaps. Straighten her up. Looking for the runway. Runway is right there. I'm going to be losing altitude right now. Looking for the runway. Looks like we're pretty good. We can go ahead and turn in. 400 feet. We got 500 feet to get rid of. I don't want to get rid of it too quickly. Happies are saying I'm high. Cessna 256 Bravo Golf, final.
Aircraft calling tower, say again with your call sign.
Wrong answer. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, final. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, clear of the active.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Kemble Tower on 118.9er. Please repeat your request.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, clear of the active runway. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request taxi to parking. You do not like
Cessna
them.
6 Bravo Golf taxi to general aviation parking at pilot discretion.
Oh, cool. I park where I want. I think I'll park away from that big jet. Well, that went pretty well. These look like general aviation hangars to me. Get spun around here. Okay. I almost think I didn't bring in my last notch of flaps. Okay, parking brakes on. So it worked. Everything went okay. I landed fairly good. I think it said great landing. I think about 120 or something. Minus 120. That's pretty cool. Alrighty, turn off the avionics. Kill the engine. I had put my flaps up. Lights off. Beacon off. Master alternator. All off. Cool. We're here. So. Yeah, must have had the altitude pretty close then, because I forgot what it said. It was 4 something. So, yeah, that's what I'm seeing. That's good. That's good. And I seen the airport in time to and I had my heading bug turned to the runway, so that I was quite confident when I saw the runway and I looked and I was kind of coming in. I knew I had to get to the right side to make a left, to be on left downwind. So basically you're on the right side of the airport. When you turn left. So you turn left for base, you turn left for final, and you're making left-hand turns. And that all worked. So that's just perfect. So tomorrow, the next day, don't know quite yet. Basically going to continue doing the same flights that I did in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I basically am importing the flight plan into Little Navmap and then exporting it into X-Plane. And it's been working pretty well. And then I import that in the Pilot ATC, so I kind of like know where I'm going. The only thing that was a little weird was Pilot ATC didn't catch the it went right from this airport to Bristol. There's another airport that I went by, but it didn't show up on here, and I don't quite know why. But the cool thing is that all the waypoints will basically show up here. So, and the map kind of shows you where you're going. So that's kind of cool. And then I have also I have Avatab, and Avatab is an X-Plane plugin, and so it allows me to kind of have a much bigger view of where I'm flying to. So all of that worked splendidly. So without further ado, I think I've got the plane cold and dark, so that the Reality Expansion Pack will be happy with me, and I didn't hurt the airplane. The frames all day have been really, really good. And I've been going like outside views more. I'm doing 2 things. One is I want to give, I want to see more scenery. And as long as I got the plane flying level, it's no big deal. And And the other thing is, I'm like checking the frames too, and I'm looking at how well the Orbx people have done the scenery in the UK for X-Plane, and quite frankly, it's pretty good. I mean, what is the importance to a VFR pilot? What's the importance of a point of interest? It's a landmark. Can you recognize a landmark from some distance away and say, oh, for sure, that's what it is? That's what's important. Can you see every window in a building? It's not relevant. The basic shape and outline of the building is. The color of the building is. That's why it was a little disappointing when I think I was in Wales. Let me look here. Yeah. The Wales Millennium. That was a miss. That I couldn't find it. I know what that should have looked like. And and it was nowhere to be found. I think I saw the outline of it from the satellite, so it should have been kind of like a round building, kind of like, and but I couldn't find it. But this Principality Stadium, that was there, no doubt about it. So what happened with the Wales Millennium building? Don't know, but that was the only miss of the whole flight. So that's kind of cool. You know, is that you can definitely navigate VFR and know where you are by what's on a map, and so alrighty, I'm gonna wrap stream, and this turned out, it's 2 days in a row that this has actually worked really well. I'm quite happy with how everything turned out. Cool. Alrighty. Anybody who watches in the future, you have a great day. I know this has went splendidly. So, and my G2 is performing just like I want it to. Where my view of the cockpit is clear. I mean, it is. I have no problem telling the difference between a 2.1 and a 2.4, or a 30 and a 33. It's clear. So, and the other thing is that I get to use my valve index controllers, these guys, so that while I'm flying an airplane, my controllers are on my hands, and I can, with my fingers, control the yoke, both landing, controlling the roll, you know, and with landing, controlling the pitch, or when I'm flying along, controlling the pitch. But my touch controllers are always with me, so that I can go down here, turn switches on, throw the flaps, trim the airplane, switch fuel tanks if I had to, use a mixture. I can do all of that stuff. I've never used a mouse. From the time I told X-Plane, I used the mouse, clicked on the checkbox, it said VR. At that point, during this whole flight, that was the last time I used a mouse. All of it. Everything in this whole stream has been done with touch controllers, MFG crosswind pedals, and a Fulcrum 1 yoke. 2 pieces of hardware, besides my VR headset and my my valve index controllers. As a over 3 year X-Plane VR user, and over a year X-Plane VR streamer, I don't see the argument for me to need to use a mouse. We have a VR mouse in X-Plane. I don't use it because it is unnecessary. So I heard a sound, and I'm trying to figure out if it's next door or if it's here at the airport. I'm not sure. I can't tell, but that's just my view, and hopefully they'll get the bugs that I submitted on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Hopefully they'll get them resolved, and I can go back to flying VR in Microsoft Flight Simulator again. But until that point, I still have, I don't know. I'm thinking I have at least 6, 7, maybe 8 more flights that I'm going to replicate in X-Plane, waiting for that time. Because I just love streaming in VR and showing what is possible. So, catch you guys all later, and we'll see you again. If you like the content, click on the follow button, and that way you can see when I go on, and the notification deal, and that way when I go online, start streaming, you'll be notified, and you'll know when I start streaming. So I also fully understand that watching a VR stream is not necessarily the easiest thing to do. But what you see on the U2D screen, it's basically what I am seeing in my headset. So if I turn my head over this way, then that view changed, and I'm fine watching VR streamers. Not everybody is, and I got that. That's just fine, you know. But I do what I can to try to make it as watchable as possible. But there is, quite frankly, only so much I can do to make that true. My girlfriend keeps telling me to move my head slower. When I'm lining up on a downwind for a landing, my head's going to be on a swivel. There is no doubt in my mind that is going to be true. The rest of the time, I try to be cognizant of not moving your head like so fast that it just becomes like a blur on the screen. So, but I'm still learning too. So, catch you guys later. Bye bye.